All right, got my new camera, which I'm pretty sure I don't like, so I might be sending it back. This is a Canon actual video camera. The advantage of that is I have the autofocus capability. Disadvantage is I don't think it looks as good, so we'll test that out. I'm going to change the oil in GT3 today in anticipation for the trip up to the mountains next week. So I want to get this taken care of. Last time I made this video, I didn't have a mic, so I was watching it back to figure out how many quarts of oil it takes. It takes 7.1. So I couldn't hear what the heck I was saying just because I did that video January a year ago. So I have the Porsche oil filter, a Porsche drain plug and washer replacements, the Porsche oil filter tool to remove the oil filter, and then I'm going to switch to the car calls for OW40. There's really no reason to run such a thin weight. I don't really care about fuel efficiency. I just care about protecting the motor. So I'm going to switch from Mobil 1 to a better oil, which at least everything I've ever read, it's a better oil, AMSOIL 5W40. So I'm going to take you through that process, show you what that looks like here today, and hopefully get the camera at some angles where you can see it. And where this will, I guess, replace my previous DIY video. So stay tuned, we'll get it done. So here's the top of the engine. Not much to look at, right? They got the carbon fiber plate and then the fan assembly. So here's the oil, where the oil goes in. So we'll remove that. I always remove the cap, help the oil drain out. So I always do that first. And then grab a paper towel and just get it nice and clean, and then I'll just sit it up here so we know where it is. Get the rest of the oil out. I need to get underneath and remove the engine cover, engine plate. Okay, so step one, gonna get this plate off. Gosh, I can't wait to get a lift. I've been talking to, you think I'd have this figured out by now what size this is, but I made the call to Ben Pack. I really like their lifts, mainly because they're blue. But I want to lift so badly. Every time I do this, I get a freaking headache. So I got some other sad news today that the garage, my plan on the new property is to build a roughly somewhere in the 3,000 to 4,000 square foot neighborhood, depending on where pricing comes in on a new garage. Well, the builder, Morton Buildings, just got back with me and said, Matt, I think we're restricted to 25% of the size of the current structure. So what I need to find out is that if that's for a detached structure, because if I can overcome that limitation by just creating some sort of attachment to the current house, I'll do whatever I got to do. That might change the cost a little bit, but can't be that much more. So I need to work with the county. I need to make those calls and figure out what my actual limitations are. But I did get some really good news that the setbacks on the property are only 8 feet. So I can build right up to the property line, which just helps me with location in comparison to the You know what else? Stupid. I bought a new tool so I don't have to do this crap anymore. Forgot all about it. A new Milwaukee little 3/8 man tool instead of doing this the wrong way. Although I don't think this thing has all that much juice. Wrong way. Oh, where have you been all my life? Why have I been doing this by hand? Even has a light so I can see what I'm doing. Just wait till I get an air compressor. Oh, I love it. And there goes the plate. So you guys just witnessed me graduating to the next level of car guy. All right, so we got to pull this and this, and then where the heck is the oil filter? Here. Oh shit. All right, so let's use my new little trusty tool. So I don't get oil all over my fingers. Oh, I like this little thing. Well, doesn't work on aluminum. Yep, there we go. So that one gets the copper washer. Oh yeah, tip. Make sure your paper towels are handy. Mine are usually all the way across the room. There's number one. So just remember, with these type of bolts, it's a, what they call it is a snap. You want to snap it loose rather than applying, a little bit of pressure. You want to pull, just pop it loose. I'm going to get the other oil pan. I'll come back to you in a second. Plugs right on the front here. This is I don't have an 8 mil. That's a 5/16. This one will allow me to do both a filter and this little plug. The car is sitting on Rhino ramps level. Let's do this the smart way this time. Get my paper towels first. Of all these years I've been changing oil, I still do it wrong every time. I get hasty. Yeah, there we go. Boy, is it going to be great to be able to do this standing up. I can only dream. All right, so there's the drain plugs. Let's pull the filter. And again, one of the great things about this floor is that if I did get some oil underneath it, I just pull up one of the tiles real quickly and wipe it up. Okay, so let's get the filter out. Let's see if I can sneak behind the camera here. Get all these bolts out of here. So you can see it, the filter is right here. Wait a second. Yeah, I'm going the right way. I think. Turn to the left. Yep. That's it. Pumping oil out here. Almost need a darn third oil pan. Dundon headers look mighty shiny under here. All right, this is ready to come off. So let's get the new oil filter ready. Horseshoe moly filter. Take a little. I always just dump a little in there. Makes me feel better about myself. Dump a little on top. Probably don't need that much. Yeah, I know you don't need that much. So you get a nice seal. Let's save you from hunting around here in case you have one of these cars. So here's drain plug 1, and the reserve tank is back here. So all I'm gonna do now is put the bolt with the crush washer back on. Still draining a little in the back tank, but you know, I'm gonna let it sit for another 10 minutes or so. Tell you what, guys, having autofocus makes my life easier. All right, I've got to get this oil filter up in here. See if I can do this without completely blocking you. Or without dropping it in the thing of oil. Come on. There we go. my dream to not have to do this 12 inches off the ground. You know, I always could have put a lift in this garage, but I just always assumed that I would build something. Or I have been assuming. Alright, let me get this thing off of here, hopefully. Usually locks on pretty good. We'll come back to that part. What we want to do is wipe this, put the drain bolt back in. Come on. And I just grabbed the manual just to be safe. I put 7.1 quarts in the thing, but it takes 7.5. Okay, let's just give this a little preliminary tighten. And we'll come back to that. So we can get this pan out of here. Clean all this up. Put the other bolt in. This one uses a copper crush washer. The same 8mm hex or bit, but it's bigger nut. Guess it's not a nut, it's a bolt. I know I should probably torque these to spec, but I've been doing this long enough that it's not that freaking hard. All right, so we got that in. All I'm gonna do now is tighten up the you don't want to torque the crap out of this. Just, I want to say this is like 22 foot-pounds or something like that. Unless if you make it too tight, then you can't get this tool off. It's kind of a weird angle to get your hand in there and tighten it. It's good. And I didn't need to take this off. It just, I was turning it the wrong way. All right, so let's get all this out of here and we'll add the oil. I'll put the plate back on with my new fancy tool. There it goes. Come on. I hate this stupid thing. Why don't you get the first one in? That's easy. Missing one. Got one more to put in. All right, it's time to finish this up. Put the oil back in. I think I used the other one. You just dump the oil in nice and slow on this. Otherwise it'll spill all over the place. Always makes me feel like the car is so much faster when I do this. It feels so much cleaner. So this car has, like all new cars, have a stupid digital dipstick, which doesn't work for squat. So I'm gonna put 7 quarts in. So 7 quarts would be about 350 milliliters shy of 7 liters. Again, this thing takes 7 liters. So, you know, so we're at, you're at what, roughly a third of a liter shy of 7 liters. So what I'm gonna do is put in 7 1/4 quarts, and then I'll just carry a quart around with me and we'll see. Because this thing gives you an overfill warning so easily. And it's annoying, you just drive around with overfill. Eventually it goes away, but then you get this yellow thing on the dash all the time. It drives me crazy. And it'll happen all the time when you fill it up, put it, you know, in the green where it's supposed to be. And I've had it happen where one day I come in and all of a sudden it says overfill, and it won't go away for a month. Just because the digital gauge is goofy. these back on. There's 4, here's 5. The other trick with AMSOIL is you just join their membership, and then you get 20% off for the whole year. But shoot, just this one order, I saved $35, so you know it's a net $15 savings. Since you guys know I'm Mr. Frugal, right? Too lazy to be frugal. I got too much going on. But anytime I can save a few bucks, always works for me. So we got our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here's our 7th quart. Which is 1/3 of a liter shy of 7 liters. And then I'm gonna do 1/4 of a quart to get us to, I guess it'd be about 1/3 of this. A little bit more than 1/3, just to get us to 7 liters. So I'm gonna underfill it, and then I can just top it off as I get a reading. So tomorrow when I go to Cars and Coffee, I'll get a reading on it. Cool. So that's it. I'll put the cap back on and we're done. So imagine you rich dudes that have a lift in your awesome garage, how easy this is. Take me half the time to get a darn lift. Done. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more crazy.